Hey everybody, we're back.
We're back.
And we got a lot to talk about today. Well, actually, I wouldn't say a lot. We got plenty to talk about today. I guess that's the better thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But Lionel, let them know what they're in for today.
Welcome to this theory crafting episode of Off the Top Rope.
Yeah, there's theory crafting here and a whole lot of that Diablo 4 theory crafting, but that's besides the point. We're here to talk some pro wrestling right now.
Yes. Y'all really quick, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Share this with your friends. Let everyone know this podcast is going. AEW is really hot right now. A lot of people talking about AEW. So you should send them to the best AEW podcast on the planet. This one.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of AEW podcasts that just popped out of nowhere or switched from WWE to AEW, but we've been AEW since day one. So stick with your boys. Mm-hmm. You know what to do.
Oh yeah. And you know what, Prophet?
What's up?
We're gonna get right into this episode.
Yeah, let's jump right into
this. We are gonna start by talking directly about the Owen Hart brackets.
Yes, sir.
We'll start with the men because we can get this one out of the way very quickly.
Yeah, let's just knock this one out.
men's bracket. And I'm going to go from top left down and then go up. We're going to end at the top right for everyone following along. All right? Mm-hmm. So on Double or Nothing, this week actually, this is Double or Nothing week. We are getting Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm. This
is not going to be on Double or Nothing, but we are redoing Mark Davis and Jungle Jack Perry. Again, not going to be on Double or Nothing, but we also are getting Claudio and Brody King.
Yep.
And then the final match, which we are going to get on Double or Nothing, is Swerve versus Bandito. That is your bracket. Prophet, who is your guess to win the Owen Hart Cup on the men's side?
Man, it's everybody has the same guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Come on.
You think Brody's winning too?
This leads to the title shot at All In Wembley. You got Captain Britain here, Will Ospreay. Who do you think is going to win? It's going to be Will Ospreay.
They're making a whole ass storyline about Ospreay being better and being prepared for the moment with Jon Moxley of all people. Like if this is not Ospreay's tournament, I mean, what are we doing, right? And the path for Ospreay is so easy, bro. Like think of it like this. He gets to have his dream match with Samoa Joe, which he talked about on Collision, which we'll talk about later on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to avenge his loss against Mark Davis because Jack Perry is not beating Mark Davis. And then he gets to avenge a loss at Forbidden Door to Swerve. Because remember, Ospreay challenged for the world title before.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get it. Swerve whooped that ass. Now, what? A year later, 2 years later, we get the run back? Like this is the easiest the easiest tournament to call.
Yeah. Easy. Like we're gonna get it's gonna be Will Ospreay side is going to be, it's probably Will Ospreay and Mark Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Jungle Jack getting past that monster, especially after Double or Nothing. I think Jack Perry's going to get messed up at Double or Nothing, and Mark Davis is just going to end him whenever they go, for this tournament match.
Yeah, whenever they have that match, right?
Yep. Swerve is going to beat Bandito.
Mm-hmm.
Because he already showed up. He showed up at the end of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view and just beat the brakes off of him.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that's kind of hard to call is Claudio and Brody King. You could say Brody King wins it, but you could also say Claudio wins it.
I'm guessing Brody because Swerve has had a story of Brody also.
Yeah.
Like one of the first feuds that Swerve did after turning heel was against Brody. So it's super easy to call.
Right.
So Swerve Swerve beats Bandito, right? Then I guess not even revenge because Swerve beat Brody already, but Swerve beats Brody again and then loses to Ospreay at the end.
Right.
Like the men's tournament, and we could, it's very easy to call, right? But we could have some kind of weird play, something different could happen.
Yeah, Swerve gets it's Swerve and Brody beats Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
avenges Bandito,
Yeah, that's
in
very
that
possible.
one loss. So they're 1-1 after that. And then Brody versus Ospreay. Or we get Claudio in the spot. Claudio beats Brody King, which I can also see.
Mm-hmm.
And then Swerve either beats Claudio or Claudio beats Swerve, and the finals is Ospreay versus Claudio. And then somehow Jungle Jack Perry beats Mark Davis, which I do not see that happening.
Yeah, I doubt that completely too.
If somehow Jungle Jack beats Mark Davis, Swerve is going to beat the brake. No, not Swerve. Will Ospreay is going to beat the brakes off of him. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. I don't think you're winning.
No, like no matter what, like the you can make any other match I call a toss up. The only one that's for sure not a toss up is Ospreay Joe. Like if Ospreay loses in the first round, then where does he go for Wembley, right? Because
Exactly.
like we've already made the conclusion at this point because it's happened a couple years now. The winner of the Owen Hart Cup gets a shot at All In.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. Like that's just how it is right now.
Yeah.
So that's the expectation. The expectation, no matter what, is Will Ospreay wins because we've been waiting for it for honestly like a year. Will Ospreay came back from surgery already. The expectation is Will Ospreay holds up the AEW Men's World Title in Wembley Stadium at All In, and like this is the easiest way to get there. We don't have to overthink it. Just we all know that's where we're going. Let's make the move.
Yep. I agree, man. Like this is that one's like the easiest to call. Mm-hmm. It's just like the pieces around it. Who's going to be there? That's literally it.
Now, the tournament that's not easy to call, the tournament that is absolutely insane, is the women's side of the Owen Hart Cup. Lord have mercy. So again, just for the listeners, we are going to go from the top left, go down, and we're going to end at the top right. All right? Doing the same thing again. Persephone versus Hasuki, which is insane by itself. Willow versus Alex Windsor, and that one's going to be at Double or Nothing. Like, that we're going to see that one this week. Sky Blue versus Sare, and Mina versus Athena. Bro, I'm not going to ask you, before I break this down,
Yep.
who do you see winning the Owen Hart Cup on the women's side?
All right. I can tell you who I want to win.
I think we might be on the same boat, I think.
I want Athena to win.
Yes. Yeah.
But I could. Yeah, but it'd be like 2 Owen Hart Cups in a row if she loses again.
Well, she didn't get to make the finals last year.
Right. I want to at least see her get in the finals. Like, all right, here's my prediction of who's in the finals. It's Willow and Athena.
Yeah. Yeah, that one feels like that one kind of feels right. Like they could do like a Forbidden Door thing.
Yeah.
And they could have like, I'm guessing Persephone, because Persephone is Forbidden Door as you can be with a dual contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I just see Athena on the other side. Like it's hard not to see her on the other side.
Yeah, like it could be Athena Persephone.
Yeah.
Because they still have something like they've been going back and forth in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So they built that up. But the wild card, a wild card would be Alex Windsor going all the way.
Yeah, actually.
Right? Like no one expects Windsor to get past Willow.
That is true, right? Like you don't really think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that would also getting Willow out of the tournament early would free her up to do more TBS title stuff.
Right.
That does make a lot of sense. It could be, I don't want to call it an upset because it's not an upset, but we could see Alex Windsor beat Willow for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's really the only like upset that I see here. Like I'm pretty sure Persephone's gonna win her match, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one, the Willow Alex Windsor is definitely a toss up. Sare has to win. Sorry, Sky. I'm sorry, Sky Blue. Like no, because we need Athena versus Sare. Like I don't. It needs to be like 45 minutes.
It needs to be like 45 minutes to an hour match right there.
Yes. And then sorry, Mina. I know, Mina, you're just up there with Athena, and I apologize. This is the one time a year we get Athena on AEW TV, so we gotta maximize the opportunity. Last year, we got the Athena Mercedes match, and we all thought that was gonna lead to something else, and it didn't.
Got bamboozled.
We did, right? Like I remember vividly how hot that crowd was
Yeah.
When Athena and Mercedes were out there, they didn't get to they didn't even touch it, and the crowd was going crazy.
They were going nuts.
And we never got the rematch. And Mercedes cheated to win, and we never got the rematch.
Yeah. Like, that match should have been the finals.
It really should have. It really should have.
Mm-hmm.
Now we make up for that mistake. Athena's making the finals for sure, right? Like, everyone's been begging for Athena to be on AEW TV more consistently. The best way is to put her in a spot in the finals, potentially win, and move on to wrestle whoever the AEW Women's Champion is, because I am assuming that the championship is changing hands on Sunday.
Oh.
That's the assumption.
That's the assumption?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assumption.
All former world champions.
Mm-hmm.
Sheeta's been like a locker room leader right now, right?
Yeah.
In one of the most interesting stories in the women's division right now. Stat is the most interesting that she's been in this last run with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Hayter is at this point just Jamie Hayter. Like, you won't put her in the match no matter what she does. She's gonna be doing great things, right? And then low key, this year's MVP, our world champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll talk about that more when we get to the actual shows. But yeah, Athena Tekla, or even like Athena, maybe not Stat. Maybe maybe I just talked myself out of her losing. in my head, talked her out of losing.
Yep, you just talked her out of losing. We ain't even talking about it yet.
Yeah, just either way, Athena has to be on the all-in card right now. Like, she has to be. And I don't really see, like, I guess the only other person, Alex Windsor could win it. But then you do the husband wife winners, right? Like, ain't that kind of a bad sign? Because didn't Adam Cole and Britt Baker win together one year?
Yep.
Look how that went. Yeah, maybe let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
It went downhill after that quick.
Honestly, for both of them, sadly. But yeah, like this the women's side is so much more interesting right now than the men's side, because it's more up in the open. It's more up in the air. Like, we know what we want, but really you have three really good contenders that can win this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. And we're, like I said, we're getting. Oh, you know what? Not like I said, because we didn't talk about it. Persephone's injured, so they left her. Tony Khan said that he left her spot open, so when she's ready, she's gonna come wrestle. So that's done, right? Sarray is in here, right? She just got an injury that says she's gonna be out for potentially a month, so she's gonna come in here at some point and also like later, right? But that begs the question: the giant size elephant in the room. We talked about her a little bit. There's no Mercedes on this card. There's no Mercedes in this tournament. What does that mean, Prophet? Is it time to freak out? What's going on? She hasn't been on TV in 5 months.
I don't think it's time to freak out at all. I think Mercedes is going to show up at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I do too.
I think after that world title match, we get Mercedes Moné, and whoever's holding it is going to be in for a world of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And also, since those two spots in the tournament are up for grabs pretty much, if Persephone doesn't show up or is not able to go, I can see them writing in Mercedes, doing something to Persephone, taking her out, and then taking her spot. Or just announcing she's taking Saray's spot. But then that would leave Athena and then Mercedes again, and I'd be upset.
Yeah, we would do another like semifinal with them in a random town where they don't get to interact anymore after that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Khan was saying that he's leaving those spots open, right? So there is a potential that we don't get any replacements for Persephone Sarray.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but everyone saw the bracket. Everyone freaked out about how good it was. Then everyone's like, wait a second, there's no Mercedes. So people started, and by people I mean like the Mercedes fans, started freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw someone like at Sean Ross Sapp was like, hey, what's Mercedes' contract status? And I was like, oh my God, guys, relax. Please calm down.
I think she signed for like another 2-3 years, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing to worry about there. And after that run that she had as TBS champion, I don't. And well, actually, TBS champion and then world champion on what 13 different promotions. Yeah, somebody she kind of needed a break.
Yeah, she went around the world, and she's been wrestling, right? So we know she's not like injured. She was out wrestling.
Yeah,
like, she was going all over the planet, losing all those titles, and she did it now. Like she's lost them all now. And technically now her final one was the Owen Hart Cup because she was using that title as one of her titles. She's not in it. She's not defending. That automatically means that she lost it, right? So now she has no more titles. That is over.
Yep. Or she has to, or she'll come in with the Owen Hart Cup title. Yeah, no, I just see her popping up at Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door, I'm thinking Double or Nothing. Like
No,
next week.
not Forbidden Door, Double or Nothing. I saw the Forbidden Door thing and I just said Forbidden Door. I meant Double or Nothing. I see her popping up at Double or Nothing with her Owen Hart Cup title. Saying she never lost it and she somehow gets her way in the tournament.
Yeah, because right now the only tournament match that's happening is Willow Alex Windsor. It's the only one that's happening at Double or Nothing.
So whoever wins that is getting attacked, but it also plays into something. Willow's the comeback killer. So if Mercedes takes Persephone's spot, right? We'll get Mercedes versus Suzuki. Mercedes wins. It'll be, and then Willow beats Alex Windsor. It'll be Willow versus Mercedes. And Willow beats Mercedes. Flat out. Then we get Athena Willow. But, yeah, because, technically Mercedes came back. So, Willow's stats are over 1,000 now. So, Mercedes ain't winning.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do here. And like we said, I personally think the women's Owen Hart Cup is so much more interesting right now than the men's.
Yeah.
Only because the men's already has like an expectation on who's gonna win, so it's like actually gonna be great, but whatever. The women's, like, you can go crazy with this. But that's really it. You have any other comments on either the Owen Hart Cups before we go on to the shows?
No, it's gonna be fun to watch, but I'm really after the Owen Hart Cup is done, my eyes are towards the C2. Because that's got to be, this year's C2 has to be crazier than last year's, or at least be equal to last year's.
It has to be with all the people that we have in it and potential people that are coming in like the next like few months. Yeah, we have a very good opportunity to go insane. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, Kofi in the fucking C2 would be, that would be crazy.
God bless. Yes. Let him win it. Like we take some people who have been in the last couple C2s out of it, right? Like Moxley doesn't have to be in it this year. Who else was in it for a couple years that wasn't? Like Claudio can probably take a back seat from it.
Wait, how's Moxley not going to be there when he's the Continental Champion?
Oh, he's definitely going to lose that title before the end of the year, for sure.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he's definitely not holding that title until October, for sure. I think he's losing. I think he's losing next week. If I'm gonna be blatantly honest.
What?
Yeah, I think he's losing to Kyle, bro. Look. Call me crazy. I think he's losing to Kyle O'Reilly.
No.
Yeah, I think he's losing to Kyle. For sure, I think he's losing to Kyle.
He's not losing to Kyle O'Reilly, bro.
Yeah, no.
No. Ain't no way.
Out of here. He's gonna lose to Kyle twice in a week. He's gonna lose that Eliminator. Tapped out, and then on Sunday he's gonna get tapped out again.
Nah, man.
Out of here.
Kyle ain't beating TRT Mox, bro. He's not beating him.
Nah, out of here. Out of here twice.
Nah.
Just wait. Once we get that Wednesday hit, and he taps out Moxley on Wednesday for that Eliminator, I'm like,
See, Moxley was showing. Oh, we'll get into it, but he's showing Ospreay the different ways of choking people. He was using Wheeler Yuta as the dummy, so he was just foreseeing his match against Kyle O'Reilly. That's how he's going to take him out.
Except this time he's Wheeler Yuta. He's going to tap out again.
No,
you'll see. Just wait.
I'm telling you, bro. TRT Mox is not losing. I'm just saying.
You think you're gonna hold that title for the rest of the year and go into the C2 with the Continental Championship?
Yeah, with like a streak of like 35 fucking
Eliminator wins.
Eliminator wins, man. No losses? Yeah. You ain't beating this Mox, dude. No, hell no.
Oh, that streak's over. Like he's losing to Kyle on Wednesday for sure.
No.
You don't think so?
Kyle's tapping out just like everybody else.
So then who's Moxley going to face at Double or Nothing? Nobody?
Hey, he's going to have an open challenge, I guess. Because he's not losing to Kyle O'Reilly. Hell no.
We'll
Goofy F. Kyle O'Reilly. Nah, get out of here.
We'll talk about it when we get there. We'll talk about it when we get there. We can get directly into this week's shows now. Because we'll talk about that and a lot more on this week's Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah, let's do that.
Man, all right. We got to start at the top where we started. MJF was potentially seeing his future. A lot. Renee asked him, like, oh, are you okay putting your hair on the line? And this was before anything, right? So he walks off, and this, like, he's just walking around, and basically everyone who is bald was just backstage hanging out for some reason. Like from Bryce, Christopher Daniels, John Silver was there also. Ciampa was there. Sanjay Dutt was there, bro. It was the who's who of bald men back there. Ricochet was also there. And it's like, don't worry. You look great bald. Just not as good as me, is what Ricochet said.
Mm-hmm.
And MJF might have been potentially seeing his future. Prophet, do you have any thoughts about our opening segment of Dynamite?
Hey, all I gotta say to MJF is one of us. One of us. Hell yeah, I'm bald. You're gonna be one of us, MJF. I'm sorry.
I'm not bald yet, so this is not yet.
No. Hey, that's fine. But MJF is gonna join the crew. The crew of all natural.
It's just so funny. And then we move on to our opening match. 10-man tag. Orange Cassidy, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and the Young Bucks versus FTR, Tommaso Ciampa, and the Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
AEW's been going back into their 10-man bag.
Yep. And
Lord, was this good. We got a lot of, like, really funny interactions. My MVP for this is Christian Cage.
Yeah.
At one point, Christian teased doing the triple super kick and just ran up and did a low blow. Hilarious. Christian also had an interesting spot with Orange Cassidy, where Orange Cassidy was about to put his hands in his pockets, and Christian's like, "No, what the fuck are you doing? Do not do this." So then Orange Cassidy forced Christian's hands in his pockets, and he's like, "What is happening? Like, why am I here?" And then eventually just threw Orange Cassidy out of the ring.
Yeah.
into luckily the opponents who were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of interesting things happened in this match. Like, it was really good. Adam Copeland triple super kick. We had a lot of parts with the Dogs. Ciampa and FCR were doing really good things. Although we got to get to the end, and poor Clark Connors.
Yep.
He got that house show special. Got knocked out by a couple finishers, couple super kicks. And Cope super kick, by the way, it looked like his hip came out because it couldn't get his leg up all the way.
Yeah.
Looked crazy. Anyway, definitely lost. Clark Connors is the one who lost this match for his team, and the babyfaces and Christian Cage prevail. Prophet, what were your thoughts on this 10-man tag chaos?
Oh, the 10-man tag was great, man. It was fun. I like the fact. The one thing I like the fact of is that, I'll just say it every week. The War Dogs were in it, one, and then two, they got a lot of, especially Clark Connors. This time got a ton of shine. This match.
He did.
And it was interesting how everybody, from the beginning of the match, everything just broke off into, their own little feuds happening everywhere around the arena.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Christian was fighting, I think it was Ciampa, outside, way outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like anarchy in the arena without the weapons and crazy shit going on. But yeah, it was such a fun match, man. Such a fun match to watch. Yeah, Connors got hit by all the supers, so that's what happens.
Yeah, got him up out of there.
Yep.
Next up, we're backstage. We see Will Ospreay training with the Death Riders again, and Moxley again was giving a lot of perspective. This kind of leads into the match that we're going to talk about with Will Ospreay a little bit later on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Moxley's whole point was, hey, Lo, you're still a bird. You're just a bird of prey. You're more dangerous everywhere. It's basically what the whole thing is. I'm not gonna like reiterate on the entire thing, but yeah, it was very interesting. Like Moxley was kind of also bigging up Ospreay the entire time throughout this too. Like it's like a very interesting mentor-mentee relationship. I'm not even gonna talk about Dan Garcia calling like Ospreay like a young boy. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not even gonna worry about that at all. We're gonna just ignore that happened completely. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. But did you have any thoughts on Will Ospreay's latest training session with the Death Riders?
Will Ospreay's comeback training? Yeah, no, it was good, man. I think like the parts with him and Moxley are like some of the most interesting because Moxley is talking about philosophy more than the actual wrestling to try to change Will Ospreay's mindset, right?
Yeah.
Because like he's changing him from the hunted to the hunter. Mm-hmm. Like the reverse from the hunter to the hunted, right?
Yeah.
So like it's just, and we get to see it in the match with Ace Austin. It's a different Ospreay. He's moving different, looking different. Still the same Ospreay, but he's moving different.
Oh, bro, we're gonna talk about because like it was like watching that match was so interesting because I'm not gonna say like I've seen Will Ospreay a lot, right, since like before COVID. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen everything from Ospreay. I've mostly only seen him in New Japan before AEW.
Right.
I have never, once we get in that Ace Austin match, I've never seen Ospreay move like that. And you can kind of tell that Ospreay hasn't really moved like that also because of like some of the things that happened in the match that we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. But it was just so interesting. And like you said, like we get to get a lot of Mox's perspective now. Like we get to see him as a trainer. Like we get more in depth about what he's talking about in the Death Riders, and it's so interesting because we never really got like this. We never got inside Mox's head like this before. We never actually get to see him train anyone. We get to like hear about it, right? We see them all together. We never actually see it, and we see the results, and it's so interesting.
Yeah. So I thought that whole thing was just really, really. It was a really good segment.
It was. Next up, we have Ricochet for the Stadium Stampede. He got Andrade and the Dogs. Mm-hmm. And Andrade, not really happy about this, by the way.
He did not want to be there.
Yeah, he is not happy about this at all. Andrade has like one thing in mind. He wants to be world champion. Like that is his focus.
Yep.
But Don Kyle keeps on pulling him away from it all the time. It's going to come to a head at some point. Do you have any thoughts on that before we move on?
I think the interesting thing about it all is the Andrade situation, right? Mm-hmm. Andrade is probably at some point going to turn on the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
I don't know which point, but there's a certain point where Andrade is like, screw this, I'm out. And it could be as soon as Takeshita is out, right?
Yeah.
When Takeshita is out, Andrade is going to be like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm out. And the other thing, too, is David Finlay cutting that good old promo at the end. That was good stuff.
Mm-hmm. We don't get to hear Finlay talk too much in AEW. Mm-hmm. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I think Andrade's leaving because whenever Andrade goes out there, like, his whole thing is like, he's like arrogant, right? Like, arrogant, oh, I'm a beautiful man, arrogant, all bullshit, right? The crowd's eating that shit up, bro.
Yeah.
The crowd loves it. I'm not all for like I'm not always all for like the quick turns and stuff like that, but bro, Andrade has like top babyface written all over him right now.
Well, he could still be the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
He just doesn't need to be with it could be like he's just the bad guy without the Don Callis family, right? Mm-hmm. You know, because if you don't turn on the Don Callis family, they'll turn on you eventually. Or they'll just leave you out for. They'll just kick you out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes because like Andrade is missing opportunities to go for the world championship for Don Callis' bullshit. and he is not happy about any of it.
Like the fact that he's not in the Owen also, right? Like that should tell you something too.
Yeah. Yep.
Next up, we're gonna get Speedball real quick beat Westbrook.
Yeah.
Knock him out of here real quick. There's really not much to talk about there. We like Speedball. You want anything you want to say about Speedball before we move on to the Open Challenge?
No, Speedball's dope. Next.
Yeah, next. We get TNT Open Challenge. Kevin Knight against the returning Brian Cage.
Fucking hell, dude.
Bro, the first thing I saw, I was like, this motherfucker's bigger than he was before.
He is so big.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, look, he somehow gained another 30 pounds of muscle somehow.
And he's in his 40s, so you know that happened. But
I am hard work and dedication.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. Hard work and dedication.
Yeah, hard work and dedication.
Hey, I'm glad to see him back, though.
And let me tell you, it looks like he has not missed a step.
No.
At all.
He's gained a few steps.
He gained a few steps. I'm not gonna talk about the whole match. We gotta talk about the end, where he fucking saved Kevin Knight's ass, bro.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Knight tried to do that from the canvas up to the top rope. What is that? Hurricanrana?
Yeah.
But he missed it. Brian Cage caught him and was like, you motherfucking, pulled him right back up.
Uh-huh.
Here, go ahead and do it now. And then he fucking flipped him. And that's basically, after that, the match was pretty much over pretty quickly after that.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Cage had control a majority of this match. Like, it looked like he, like I said already, like you said already, gained a few steps. He didn't lose anything. Looks like he hasn't been out for almost a year. Well, not almost a year. He's out for like almost, 15 months, something like that?
It said 14 months, yeah.
14 months. A stupid amount of time. To come back and act like you just... This is another walk in the park having a banger match. You have any thoughts on this before we move on to the little promo segment?
It was a great match, man. I'm glad Brian Cage is back. I want them to do something, like they're doing with Mark Davis right now. They need to do it with Brian Cage now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, because he is equally a monster, just like him. Or we get the Murder Machines back up and raise them up the tag division.
That would be another dope tag team to get in there.
Yeah.
Now that Mark Davis's tag team is kind of like dissolved right now, while Doyle is out. Jake Doyle is out.
Yep. So get the Murder Machines back up, get them going, and either that or just have Brian Cage just go on a fucking tear, man. Like, that guy, like, now, he is so big, but he still is agile, which I don't know how. That perplexes me somehow. But
I don't get it either.
I don't get how he's that agile and that big, like 300 pounds and like doing cartwheels and shit. I don't know, but Tony needs to get on that and give him a run, like, immediately. That leads to some title.
There's so many men's titles at this point now, bro. Like, you can definitely, especially like with this Darby Allin World Title reign, right? As much as we're not fans of it, that opens up the board for a lot of people. Like, you can really you can have a really good world title TV run, and that's not to disrespect Darby. I'm not trying to disrespect Darby when I say that, but Darby opens the board for like other people to be like world champion, or opens the board for like other people to be champions in AEW specifically. I'm not talking about like Ring of Honor champions, like specifically AEW.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting.
It would be. It's just a different type of world title run, right? Like, you have the traditional title run, which, like, MJF or somebody like that will give you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Darby Allin's current title run is what I would expect, like, somebody like Bandito to have, right?
Or Chris Statlander.
Or now that you mention it, Chris Statlander, who. That's the world title run she should have had.
Yeah.
Just putting out match after match, like, because that's what fits that character. That's what fits that wrestler, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have to sit there and talk for 10 minutes or have a promo segment. They just have to go out there and do their thing.
For Darby, it's better that he doesn't.
Huh?
For Darby, it's better that he doesn't have those 10-minute promo segments.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no.
Just don't talk, Darby. It's fine. Just wrestle. That's it.
Yeah, or if you talk, make it quick. Like you did on this show. Like, make it quick, make it easy.
Yeah.
I still can't get over him like fucking crying at that right before he won the title. In that opening match didn't happen a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Anyway, right after the matches, basically Jet Speed were bigging each other up, and Speedball challenged Darby next. Mm-hmm. Is he gonna challenge? Yeah, he's gonna be the challenge this week. I was gonna do. Oh, is he or is he not? Yeah, he is. He's gonna be challenging Darby.
He's 100%.
Yeah, we got the graphics already. He's challenging Darby on Wednesday. That's gonna be the last one before Double or Nothing. I'm assuming like we're not gonna get another one on Saturday, because we do have a Collision this Saturday. The assumption is that we're not gonna get another Darby title match then, and it's just gonna be Double or Nothing. But who knows? Mm-hmm. And then we talked about the Owen Hart Cup. We talked about that at length already. Y'all heard our thoughts. If you want to hear it again, finish this podcast and then go back and let's do our thoughts again. And then we had a little promo segment from Jack Perry. Basically, he hates Mark Davis and he hates Ricochet. That's basically what it is. That's all this is. Any thoughts on these last segments before we get into Will Ospreay's very interesting match against Ace Austin?
So the promo segment between the Jet and Mike Bailey is showing like subtle hints of what's going to happen later. Mike Bailey is going for that TNT championship at some point, with the Jet still having it.
He's definitely not subtle about it, by the way.
Yeah, he is not subtle about it at all. So it's going to happen at some point in time.
Everyone thinks Kevin Knight's turning. We talked about this last week. We're not going to get into it too hard. Everyone thinks Kevin Knight's turning. It's for sure Speedball. Like if one of them does decide to turn, because that's also not possibility, right? Because we thought that Moxley was going to get ousted out of the Death Riders, and that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. If one of them turns, it's going to be Speedball.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily turning. I think it's just him being like, hey, you know what, champ? I want a shot at your title. And for a second there, before the machine Brian Cage came in, he jumped on the side of the ring. I was like, wait, is Speedball going to be the guy? Because it is an open challenge, so he could have technically rolled his ass in there and be like, hey, I'm your challenger.
Yeah. It's those little subtle things that AEW's doing. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be interesting when it happens. And the Jack Perry thing is just, hey, Jack is upset. He's blaming it on the masked man that hit him with a golf club. I didn't see it. It totally didn't happen.
I said last week it was a clean win.
No, it was clean by Mark Davis.
I think Jack's just upset that he lost. I mean, you're gonna lose to Mark Davis anyway, bro. I'm like,
yeah, it was in the books. Come on.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry about it. You're good. But yeah, I think the end part with Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey is probably the most interesting.
It's such a subtle story that they're telling with them, because they've been talking about it. Like, let's be real. If we can be completely honest, they've been talking about wrestling each other for months. Mm-hmm. Months. There was a point where Kevin Knight brought it up, like, what, 6 months ago during the C2. Yep. He was like, "Oh yeah, Mike Bailey beat me before, and I want to get my revenge. I want to revenge that." Like, it was been months. They teased the what was it, Casino Gauntlet? They teased them wrestling in the Casino Gauntlet also. Mm-hmm. It's definitely there, and I think as much as I love Jet Speed, we don't even have to break up Jet Speed. Like, we've had Dax and Cash wrestle before, so I definitely want to see that TNT title match, and I definitely want it to be like on a pay-per-view and not just a random Dynamite or Collision. Right. Because they've been building up really well. You made a really good point. Next up, we have to talk about Will Ospreay and Ace Austin. Yeah. First off, shout out to Ace Austin. Ace Austin's been getting a lot of really good opportunities in wrestling a lot of really big people on the card, because he's dope. Yeah. This was Ospreay's first match in a few weeks since basically being killed by Mark Davis. And Lord have mercy, was it different? Mm-hmm. Was it? It was. I don't. Prophet, I usually don't talk about matches. I'm not going to go through all this match. I'm not doing that still. But we got to talk about the little things that Ospreay was doing throughout this. Yeah. Like that early chain wrestling he was doing with Ace Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Like immediately different.
Yeah.
Like when do you see him chain wrestle for that long?
Not for that long.
No, never. And then eventually, like after that, Ospreay started doing like some more like Ospreay things, right? Mm-hmm. But then somewhere in the middle of the match, Ospreay, well, not even really the middle. It really started during the beginning. He was targeting Austin's left arm.
Yep.
And I yelled. I was in my room. I was like, "Fucking is Ospreay limb targeting?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, what is happening? And it wasn't like just once or twice. It was a couple times. There was a strike exchange where Ospreay started instead of like hitting back, he started kicking his arm. Yep. Ace Austin's arm. I'm sitting there like, he is targeting the shit out of that arm, bro. What is going on? Like I said, during the middle, he started doing some more like Ospreay stuff in the middle there.
Yep.
At the end, bro, Ace Austin was he was on that arm. Ace Austin was about to get hit with that hidden blade. Ace Austin collapsed. Ospreay's like, huh, I got an idea. And then hit a flying armbar and tapped out Ace Austin. Bro, I've seen Will Ospreay win by referee stoppage before by knocking people the hell out. I don't remember a time I can see Ospreay tapping somebody out. Has it happened? More than likely. But I don't remember a time in years when I've seen it. Prophet, what were your thoughts? We'll get into the end part separate because I'm going to talk about that end part separately also. But what did you think about the match?
Oh, I thought it was good because it continues the story of like the influence he's having from that training with John Moxley. And, you know, it's kind of what Moxley said earlier in the night. He's like, hey, you're still flying. You're still a bird, but now you're a bird of prey. What does a bird of prey do? They target stuff. They're very specific. They're very precise in what they do. And that's what Ospreay was doing. He was targeting that arm. He was kicking that arm to, you know, weaken it up. And you know, he has more tools in his tool belt now. So if he wasn't going to hit that hidden blade, he's now even more dangerous. Now if you look at it, mm-hmm. Tapping out Ace Austin with a cross arm breaker. So, you know, this is just a more dangerous version of Ospreay. Ospreay still has all of his things in the playbook, but now he also has submissions because he can do them. He could do them before, but now he's choosing to do it mm-hmm. based on what he's targeting. So it's a different Will Ospreay. Well, it's the same Will Ospreay, but a more focused and a Will Ospreay that's doing everything with a purpose. I think that's the main thing.
It was so good, bro. Because Ospreay, like a lot of this Ospreay stuff wasn't clean either. And by clean, I don't mean like heel dynamic. I mean like he was struggling to do some of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like it was so. Like when you watch an Ospreay match is like, I don't want to say like ballet, but like you get like a lot of like really good stuff from Ospreay. Like he's still selling, he's still doing all that other stuff, right? A lot of things that people accuse Ospreay of not doing, he still does that stuff. But this felt like more, maybe gritty is the word I want to say. Maybe gritty is it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was so interesting.
That's like the. That influence from John Moxley, right? Mm-hmm. Because you look at a John Moxley match, that shit is grounded and gritty as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, like his matches are like, you know, just like they just get to the grit. They just, you know, you're fighting and clawing your way through it, right?
Yeah, we're fighting, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and I'm gonna find a way out of this submission. I'm gonna find a way to hurt you, and we are just gonna slug it out. That is a John Moxley match.
Yeah,
and in a way, that's kind of what this match was a little bit. We still got Ospreay flying around a little bit, but realistically, it was mostly Ospreay on the ground, either limb targeting or striking.
Yeah, but the other interesting thing is how Ace Austin was wrestling. Mm-hmm. Ace Austin if you look at it, Ace Austin is wrestling like Ospreay used to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's just going full blown, full bore, and just flying, just without a cause, whatever he wants to do.
Yep.
Right? It's not targeted. It's not anything. Even though that one pin that he did, where he wrapped Ospreay up in like it looked like he was going to do a figure four, but he didn't, and he did I don't know. He packaged him up. Okay. That was like one of the sickest pins I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he wasn't as precise. He wasn't as targeted as Will Ospreay was. So, it's like Ace Austin is like old Will Ospreay, and the current Will Ospreay is just the older, more methodical Ospreay.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. What was interesting is what happened right after this, because I want to talk about this one separately because this is also very important. Ospreay's in the ring. He won the match. The Ops come out, and I'm gonna call them the Ops going forward because this is how it should be. The three of them: Katsuyori Shibata, Anthony Bowens, Samoa Joe. Those are my Ops. And as we've talked about the last couple weeks, Joe's been trying to get Ospreay into the fold. He's been trying to call him in, but he said, "Will, you made your choice, and I ain't gonna hurt you, but my friends will." And I don't hold back my friends. So Shibata and Bowen start walking to the ring, and then surprisingly, Moxie's music comes on, and then the Death Riders basically they kind of rush to the ring as much as they rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they surrounded Ospreay and stopped the Ops from attacking Ospreay. And Ospreay looked confused. And he's like looking around. He's looking at Moxley. Moxley's kind of looking at him. And that ends this. Do you have any thoughts on this specifically?
That was also pretty good because, hey, he may not be a Death Rider, but he's training with the Death Riders. So as far as the Death Riders are concerned, he doesn't have to join the group to be one of them. Hey, you're training with us. You're still part of the squad. So we're gonna make sure nobody like fucks with you while you're training with us. It's pretty much what happened. And so unfortunate for the Ops, they're outnumbered. There is too many Death Riders and an Ospreay.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, especially at Double or Nothing, to see what happens between Ospreay and Joe. But we shall move on. We gotta talk about Takeshita.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about on the last episode of the podcast. Okada's not here. He had to go back to Japan. Takeshita's the one who took up the match, so we're getting Takeshita and Darby Allin main eventing for the world title. MJF shows up and basically is like, "Hey, look, I don't want to give up my hair. Y'all make sure y'all do whatever you have to do to make sure you win this match." Takeshita is looking at him like, fuck you, bitch, basically, and walks off. Then MJF gives the Dynamite Diamond ring to Don Callis to make sure that, let's make sure that Darby loses this match. And then Andrade walks in, takes off his hat, shakes his hair off, is just looking at him. And Don Callis is like, "Oh yeah, Takeshi's the one who's going to bring the world title to the Don Callis family." And Andrade was like, "How you know?" And then again, this is where we were talking about before. Andrade said, "Look, next time it needs to be me. It needs to be my turn next time." And he kind of threatened Don Callis a little bit low-key with that. And that's really it. Any thoughts on this backstage segment?
It's all unfolding, man. Like Andrade gave him that stare too. He's like, "Hey, it needs to be me. If it ain't, you gonna catch some hell. you gonna catch some hell if it ain't me."
Yeah. We shall see what happens. Like we said, he's in Stadium Stampede, so we'll see what happens after that. Then we got the conglomeration. Everyone's making plans about what they want to do next. This is where Kyle O'Reilly challenges Orange Cassidy. Or Jesus Christ, this is where Kyle O'Reilly challenges Jon Moxley for the Continental Championship, where he's gonna win it. You don't have to worry about the profit. Just know he's gonna win.
Oh God, no.
Orange Cassidy still doesn't know what members are gonna be taking on FTR for the tag titles. Willow is happy that she's in the Owen Happy that she's the TBS champion. Yeah. That's all that happened. There's nothing else happened in the segment.
Yeah, but I kind of have an idea who... Well, no, he probably wouldn't do it.
I got to talk about the last part of the segment. Mark Briscoe returned.
Yeah.
Mark Briscoe, he immediately challenges Ciampa for next Wednesday. This Wednesday, the 3-hour Dynamite. And that's really it. Conglomeration's back at full power. Mark Briscoe did his word of the day. He was going crazy. He was missed, honestly. Like, the energy that he brought at the end of that Conglomeration segment was great. Like, it was just fantastic. Any thoughts here before we move on?
No, it's great that Mark Davis... Well, not Mark Davis. Jesus Christ.
You're doing what I'm
doing.
Too many
marks.
Too many marks.
No, Mark Briscoe is back. So, yeah, he brings a different energy to the Conglomeration when he shows up.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting. Next up, we have a trios match. The Brawling Birds and Hikaru Shida versus the Triangle of Madness. I thought we were going to get a lot more out of this match. It actually ended in disqualification.
Mm-hmm.
The main things that we got out of this match is Shida was not fucking with them. Was not fucking with the Brawling Birds. At all.
No.
The match ended in disqualification. The Brawling Birds started getting attacked by the Triangle of Madness. Shida was already out of the ring. She was like, this has nothing to do with me. I am out of here. I do not care about this at all. But then after, Willow, Mina, and Thunder Rosa come out to help the Brawling Birds. And again, Ashida's like, look, nothing to do with me. I'm out of here. Nothing to do with me. Any thoughts on this match? I didn't talk about it too much. There was really not much that happened in the match, to be honest.
I don't blame Shida. I'm like, I'm out of here. Screw this shit. I do not want these 3 crazy-ass girls coming after me. So I'm out. But, hey, Thunder Rosa's back.
Yeah. Not even with any fanfare either. She was just in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense, though, because, she also hates our world champion, Tekla.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes all the sense in the world. This being our only women's segment, also, by the way, pretty much, is what it is. We're not, as much as I'm annoyed about it, we're not going to talk about it too much.
Hey, the collision match more than makes up for it.
Yeah. Next up, we have our main event. Not our final segment on Dynamite, but our main event. Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita. And oh boy. Oh boy. What a goddamn match.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about it too much. If there's anything that you need to watch from Dynamite, if you are listening to us and you have not watched Dynamite, first off, thank you. We really appreciate that. Like, that's awesome to hear. Mm-hmm. Make sure you go watch Takeshita Darby, please. Yeah, that's the only match that you watch this week. Watch that. The things that I want to talk about are, 1, Don Callis tried to slide in the ring to Takeshita, put it in his hand. Takeshita threw it. He said, no, he's not doing that. And Don Callis got a little heated about it. Did not like it at all. El Clone was out there to try to get the distraction also. Takeshita's one had nothing to do with that at all. The other thing about how Takeshita was destroying Darby throughout this match. Lord have mercy. I fully understand why Darby's body is breaking down, because he's wrestling people like Takeshita, throwing him around, slinging him around. But Darby was able to survive, and Darby did end up getting the win, which was, expected. But it was a fantastic match. Fantastic match. Any thoughts on the match at all before we move on to the final segment of Dynamite?
Oh, this match was ridiculous, man. That German suplex that he didn't release, by the way,
from the top rope.
Top rope. Good God, man! Like, I thought Darby was dead. I was like, we watched a murder right here.
I think I've seen like one other time in DDT, but Lord have mercy. Like, I definitely expected like the release, right? And when they were going, I was like, he still has his hands clasped. Oh no, and they came right down, like, oh my God.
Look, that's from a guy whose college essay was about a German suplex.
And people, what's funny? People think that that's made up when that's talked about.
No,
it's not.
True.
It's a literal college thesis. You can go find it.
Yeah.
It's in Japanese, but you can go find it.
His college thesis was about the German suplex and its history and how it's done and how it's done perfectly. You know how many pages a college thesis is?
Yes. Yes. People stay up days making their theses.
Yeah. You got an A, of course. Of course. That's the ace. Kunosuke Takeshita. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just incredible match. Afterwards, MJF comes out and we have a contract signing after this match, by the way. Like, not even 2 minutes after Darby almost died. MJF is not happy about this, but he does eventually sign the contract. But then starts attacking Darby. And who comes out to do the save? The Jet. Kevin Knight comes out and saves Darby Allin's ass from getting spike pile drive from the second rope. And Lord have mercy. Just Jet coming for the save. Prophet, what are your thoughts on the last segment of Dynamite?
I think I thought it was very good. And yeah, if I was MJF, I would do the same thing. Sign it and just beat the hell out of him. Because look, Darby's taken so much damage the past. Well, he's done 9 title defenses. So he's taking so much damage. Hey, and we're a week away from the pay-per-view? Yeah, I'm going to add to that damage. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you don't get anything because I'm fresh, you're not. I'm going to get all these licks in.
Didn't even matter because Darby's doing it to himself because on Collision he had the no count-out match again.
Yeah, again, which is foolish because MJF could just show up there and just beat the hell out of him in a no count-out match.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just, it's very interesting. Dynamite was very good. Very good. Before we get into Collision, we have to talk about it really quick. Supercard of Honor was the night before. So a lot of the people that you're going to be seeing on this card for Collision were from, I guess, technically from Ring of Honor who wrestle on Supercard of Honor. So just as a heads up for everyone watching or everyone listening to the show, we're not gonna be talking about Supercard of Honor either. We're just going to go straight into Collision.
Yeah.
We start with the Death Riders. Moxley talked about Kyle O'Reilly. He's like, hey, you beat me before. You might have my number, but I'm not the same John Moxley I was 6 months ago. That's what he says, basically. So he accepts, and Kyle's going to talk about it later, but we're getting an Eliminator match first. We've talked about it a couple times now. Eliminator match, if Kyle wins the Eliminator match on Wednesday, he's potentially going to get a shot on Sunday at Double or Nothing. Right after that, Claudio talked about the Owen Hart Cup, talking about Brody. He just made sure, he's like, Brody, make sure you have your A game because I'm trying to win this tournament. And then the rest of the Death Riders were just talking shit. Generic shit. And that's really all that was. Any thoughts on the Death Rider segment?
No, it was, hey, it's what I expected from the Death Rider segment. And, hey, Moxley's just telling them, hey, if you want a piece, get your ass in here, get in this ring, and fight this new John Moxley. You ain't going to beat him, but hey, you might have a chance because you beat me before. Small chance. And again, he is right. He's not the same John Moxley from 6 months ago. Like, I think this Moxley would kill that Moxley. But, yeah, so, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to actually challenge John Moxley for, to try to get that Continental Championship. It's not going to be Kyle O'Reilly. After Mox pops his head off on Wednesday night. Huh?
I don't know.
Just saying.
I still believe in Kyle. I think it's going to happen.
Oh, God.
We shall see.
Oh, God.
Next up, we had a World Trio Title Eliminator match. The Conglomeration versus STP. The members of STP that were in this were Lee Moriarty, Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo. Just to talk about the story about this before we get into it. Shane Taylor Promotions, they lost the Ring of Honor 6-man titles the night before to the Outrunners and Dalton Castle. The STP attacked them, and then the Conglomeration came out to save the Outriders and Dalton Castle. And that's what led to this match. Overall, very good match. Like, definitely fun one to watch. I was actually kind of hoping that we were gonna get an STP World Trios title match. I thought this was gonna be an actual straight up World Trios title match, but we didn't get all 3 trios. Like, Mark Briscoe was in here wrestling on his return. Overall, still a really good match. Really fun, very very fun match. Mark Briscoe definitely won because they're in he said like a mile away from his house. or a mile away from his home or whatever, his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very close. Overall, like a very good, really good trios match. Any thoughts on this one, Prophet?
No, it was a decent trios match. It didn't go that long.
No.
Didn't feel like it went that long.
It really didn't.
But hey, it gave shine to everybody. So hey, it got everybody on the card. So I'm happy.
Next up, we have a backstage segment from Dynamite. Will Ospreay is talking to Samoa Joe. He apologized for not, answering his call because he's been busy for like the last few weeks. And he also got into like his perspective. He said he was upset that he never got his revenge on Mox. But right now that doesn't matter because he's more upset that he's not the guy he's supposed to be. And, he as much as he's not a fan of the Death Riders, he needs them to do what he needs to do to elevate himself to be where he wants to be. And Ospreay again said there's no one stopping Ospreay from winning the Owen. And we talked about it before. There really isn't. Like, it's the obvious choice. Any thoughts on this like little talkie talk before we move on?
No, it's it's kind of explaining his decision on why he's doing what he's doing, and still pretty much saying, "Hey, I'm not a Death Rider," and it's just him explaining his comeback arc even more.
Yeah, apparently people needed that, by the way. So,
I guess.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about this too much. We have backstage with the conglomeration. We talked about it already. But this is where Kyle O'Reilly says that he's going to have the Eliminator match with Moxley. That's pretty much all this is. Willow talked, and then Willow got prepared to go out to wrestle Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next match. TBS title match. Willow Nightingale versus Red Velvet. Again, this one was also set up from Ring of Honor from the night before. Basically, Red Velvet is not happy that she's not in the Owen, and she's already beaten Willow before, so she's going to beat her again and take the TBS championship. That's where this match came from, by the way. Also, I don't like that they're referring to this as like a comeback, because Red Velvet's been wrestling damn near every week on Ring of Honor.
Right.
It's just people refuse to watch. I'm talking shit like I didn't just start watching Ring of Honor a couple weeks ago myself, but people like refuse to watch Ring of Honor, so this has to be a comeback because it was on AEW TV, but she's been wrestling, doing really well for a year. Match overall, very good match. If you watch this match and you don't want Red Velvet on AEW TV more often, I'm going to tell you, Red Velvet has, from what Prophet always says, she's been getting those reps in. She's been a 2-time TV champion. She's beaten Mercedes for that title that she has with her now. Like, she is putting in the work, and you can see it in this match. Like, she looked fantastic throughout this entire match. Like, if you have not seen Red Velvet in like a couple years and this is your first time seeing her again, night and day about how much better she's gotten.
Yep.
Willow did win because Willow's not really going to be losing that TBS championship right now. But that's really it. Prophet, do you have any thoughts on this match?
Overall, the match was good, man. Red Velvet, yeah, if you have not seen Red Velvet in a while, like since like, she was part of the baddies and shit like that, she is a completely different monster now. After honing everything and getting those reps in at Ring of Honor, which, I'll say it now, I'll say it every week. Some wrestlers on the current AEW roster need to be sent to Ring of Honor to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Because it shows. It for sure shows. She's a way better wrestler now than before. And this match showed it. She was keeping up with Willow. Well, more than kept up with Willow. She was, at some points, almost outpaced Willow.
Honestly, like, as much as I don't like stan culture, I am a Willow stan. I love Willow Nightingale.
Yeah.
Willow, out of the two people in this match, Willow was for sure the weaker person in this match.
Yeah.
It was still a great match, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see how good Red Velvet has gotten. Red Velvet's always been like pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but when you see her now, it's just like I said before. It's like night and day. Her performances now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she's to me like she's a completely different wrestler than from before, because she found like her style and things like that. Before her style was just like kind of all over the place. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't refined or anything like that. Now it's way more refined. She knows what she's doing. I think that's in part like due to like everybody that's back there in Ring of Honor running Ring of Honor, because it's like Christopher Daniels, The Big Show. Who is it? I think Danielson shows up there every now and then.
Whenever he shows the TV, yeah.
Doing the training and stuff like that. They got like a whole like good base now. Big Show, by the way, just re-signed with AEW, which is good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and like for anybody that's like, oh, he hasn't been on TV, he hasn't had to. If you watch Ring of Honor and you see all the big wrestlers, you could totally tell they were influenced by Big Show. Like the one girl, Story Denali. Yeah, she's wrestling like the Big Show now, like being a monster. So, but yeah, Red Velvet's just a completely different animal now. Just completely different than back when she was with Jade Cargill and the baddies and shit.
Going on to your point, like this is why Ring of Honor is so important right now. Like I know a lot of people don't watch Ring of Honor. A lot of people want a lot of people have been calling for Red Velvet now to be on AEW TV now consistently, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where like we need like that little shift. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but that NXT mentality of what we've seen before, I think a lot of people think that, and they think like Ring of Honor is like a demotion. You have to get promoted to to AEW. That's not fully the case, right? Because if it was like an NXT thing, Bandito wouldn't be there, right?
Right.
So I think a lot of us, myself included, because I do this all the time also, like we need to shift our mentality, like, because Ring of Honor is not NXT. Like it's its own like living, breathing thing. It's not just like a place for people to develop. Although it's a great place for people to develop, that's what it's kind of used for. Like we need to get away from the NXT mentality from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
If you want to see people, like I'm going to be making the effort too. I want to see more Athena. I'm going to be watching more Ring of Honor. I want to see more Red Velvet. I want to see more STP. I want to see more AR Fox.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching Ring of Honor a lot more consistently now. I'm going to be making time to do it.
Yeah, new television champion AR Fox, by the way.
Yes. So next up, we're going to blaze through these 3 segments super quick because it's all Darby and Sammy. We got a video package talking about the history between Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Sammy had a promo package, a promo backstage that we're not really going to talk about. He basically says he's gonna beat Darby and he's gonna beat MJF and then shave him bald. And then Darby was talking mostly about MJF. The MJF was not here on Collision because he's not a company man and he loves the world title. He's gonna be doing everything he can for the world title. And then he accepted Speedball's challenge. It's like, hey, if I get out of here, Speedball, you're next. Any thoughts on these 3 segments?
No.
Yeah.
Not really.
I agree with you. Honestly, straight up.
We could have cut the Sammy Guevara one, but
trust me,
we're not
going to talk about that match.
Him talking is like nails on a chalkboard, but yeah.
You know, I saw some people, and we're not going to touch on this. We're not going to talk about Sammy Guevara for long. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, you don't like Sammy because he's a heel." Like, no, bro. Like, I know real heels, and there are heels that I don't like. I just don't like Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Like, people misdrew, like, oh, you're so used to the cool heels and blah, blah, blah. No. Sammy just doesn't get it. He doesn't. I'm sorry. You can like Sammy all you want as a heel. That's great. To me, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah. He doesn't do it for me.
No. And that's okay. Weird people on Twitter. Like, we all don't have to like the same people. I don't like Sammy Guevara. I don't like Darby Allin. Kill me. Anyway, we're going on to 2 people that I do like. And one that actually kind of like had to prove himself to me a little bit, who he's been doing good. Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa started brawling. They just started fighting. These two do not like each other. They brought out to the ring. We got a little hardcore for a second. Ciampa did get the advantage, but then Orange Cassidy and Colorado came out to make the save. Mark Briscoe grabbed the mic, and he confirmed that their match now on Dynamite is not just going to be a straight match. It's going to be anything goes. So they're going to go crazy because these two hate each other. Prof, you have any thoughts on Briscoe and Ciampa fighting throughout the arena?
All they did was just beat the hell out of each other throughout the arena.
Bro, it was on site. It was so good. It was so good.
Briscoe's like, I didn't forget that shit. Nah, that's your ass.
The second he showed up on Dynamite, he was like, hey, Ciampa, me and you. So, definitely didn't forget. Next up, we have a very interesting match, a very interesting tag match. Samoa Joe and Anthony Bowens against the Lethal Twist. We don't have to talk about the reason for this match too much because the important thing to talk about here is Anthony Bowens. Because Lord have mercy, his presentation changed him. He looks like $1 million, like always. But man, just toning him down a little bit was like the best thing for him. Yeah. Like he was fantastic in this match. By the way, Bowens tapped out Lee Johnson, made him tap out. Interesting match. I feel like I'm pretty sure I remember him talking, but I might be tripping. Either way, do you have any thoughts on the tag match?
Well, the tag match was good. It was finally showcasing the new Anthony Bowens because he hasn't really been wrestling since he joined the Ops. So I hope this is something more that, you know, we get him more every week with the new Ops vibe and getting more and more into, you know, how he is now. Yeah, I think it's great. He got rid of all the bullshit from the side and is just, you know, now he's wrestling. And you know what it makes me think of?
What?
You remember, what was his name? Titus O'Neil and...
Darren Young?
And Darren Young. When Darren Young was finally away from Titus O'Neil, from the... he finally got out of Primetime Players and started wrestling. Everybody's like, oh shit, this guy can wrestle. And this guy could, you know, do stuff. He's not tied to that gimmick. And then when he went to New Japan, it's more or less when he went to New Japan, threw away all that bullshit and just started wrestling again. That's what this kind of feels like with Bowens. He kind of threw away all that bullshit that he had before. Oh man, that's one hell of a coincidence and a comparison. now that I further think about this,
shout out Fred Rosser, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Fred Drozer.
It is. You know what? Now that you said that, it is hilarious. They went through the same arc. That is hilarious.
The more I was talking about it, the more I was like, oh, wait a minute. They literally went through the same arc.
Shout out Fred Rosser, bro. Oh my God, Prophet, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
100% right. Rosser had to leave, he had to leave WWE to really do it. And, he basically built New Japan strong. I feel like Fred Rosser doesn't get his due, straight up. I feel like he doesn't get his due for how much he did for New Japan strong. He's actively a trainer in New Japan, for New Japan, the LA Dojo. And funny enough, going back to the story like you were saying, yeah, he was goofy in Primetime Players, dropped that, got real serious, and became a monster.
Yeah.
Anthony Bowens is doing the exact same thing.
Imagine that, huh?
Is this just what gay black wrestlers do? Is that a thing? Having it happen twice is crazy. In different companies too, by the way.
Twice, different companies, almost the exact same way. Pretty much the exact same way.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's literally the first thing that came to mind when I started seeing Bowens doing his thing now and being more serious, being, doing what he likes to do is just fucking wrestling. None of that shenanigans that he was doing with Max Caster and stuff. Threw all that crap away. Now he's a monster, and I just want to see more of that.
Did you know Fred Ross is only 42 years old?
Yeah.
He's young. Younger than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. That's... Prophet, you just blew my mind for a second, bro. Jesus Christ. We're gonna hit up these next two segments together, and then we're gonna bundle up the next two after this, because both of these are about Swerve and Bandito.
Yeah.
We got a little vignette about what happened at Ring of Honor where Swerve attacked Bandito. And after that, we were backstage with Brody King and Bandito. Brody making this about himself for some reason. I told you not to mess with the people that I care about. And Bandito, thankfully, because we talked about this last week, Bandito's like, bro, I understand. This is my fight. This is something different. This is for me. And Bandito says he's going to beat the fuck out of Swerve. That's exactly what he said, verbatim, by the way.
Verbatim.
He said, Swerve will beat the fuck out of you, is what he said. That's not what he said, but basically, we're trending up for their match at Double or Nothing. Prof, you have any thoughts on these two segments?
No, I thought, thought they were good. I thought they were, we're just leading up to more Swerve and Bandito. So I can't wait.
We talked about it already, right? Like, Brodito's on both sides, is on the side of the bracket with Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more than likely he's going to be wrestling both of them to get to the finals.
Yes.
2 segments. Divine Dominion talking big shit about how good they are with their 5-minute challenge.
Yep.
And say, hey, we got another one. And they did the other one. They beat Alley Catch and Kaya McKenna in like not even 2 minutes, I think. It says 1:57. Like not even 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got them up out of here. Any thoughts here?
It is always fantastic to see the Divine Dominion doing what they do, destroying people and leaving. That's all they need to do. I mean,
I want to see them do more, but this is interesting for right now. They're just beating the hell out of people.
Yeah, hey, they're from Mount Olympus, man. You can't fight goddesses, all right? Unless you're a god killer.
They're going to hold them tag titles for the next 15 years, bro. Right after this, we got a couple more things. We got like a little vignette for the 4-way for the AEW Women's World title. Again, it's Tekla, Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Jamie Hayter all facing each other at Double or Nothing. And then after that, we got an Athena sighting. Athena showed up on AEW TV because she's on the bracket. It's her time of year to show up on AEW TV. Her and Mina went at it. They just talked big shit to each other. And then it kicked off. It got like real heated once Athena was like, hey, don't worry. Like, I'm going to leave you dead next to your precious Tonti Storm. And Mina freaked out. They started arguing. Lexi was scared. And then we moved on from them. There's not much here, but any quick thoughts on that?
No, that match should deliver. I'm hoping it does. It will. Athena and Mina. The first one they did in Ring of Honor, that was a match. That was a hell of a match. So if we get anywhere near that, it's going to be good.
I was hoping that this match would be on Double or Nothing also. Sadly, It's not. At least not right now, I guess. It could change this week. But as of right now, as we're recording the podcast, it's not going to be happening at Double or Nothing, sadly.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Lio Rush. Lio is going through some shit right now. Talk about what happened on Ring of Honor really quick. Lio Rush challenged AR Fox for the TV title. Actually, Andrade came out and basically screwed Lio Rush. I don't think Lio was going to win either way, but Andrade cost Lio a chance at winning the TV title. Nigel McGuinness goes up to him on this episode of Collision. It's like, hey, how's it going? Is everything okay? Like, what's going on with you and Andrade? And then Lio Rush, with sunglasses on, looking like he's back as, like, crew Lio Rush. It's like, oh, no, everything's fine. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. He kept on repeating it. So I just kind of looking at him. I kind of just walks off. And then Lio Rush is like, it's fine. And he takes off the glasses. That's Blackheart. And we got, like, the black blood or whatever that's coming out of him. It's like, oh, yeah, is everything's fine. And, yeah, I'd be scared too, Nigel. I'm not going to lie.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to go over here.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Any thoughts on this Lio Rush backstage?
You know what? It's a cool little thing. Lio Rush is getting more and more, just more. He's getting showed more on TV now. With this new gimmick, actually, that new gimmick blowing up everywhere,
bro.
Like, people love that new Lio Rush, the Blackheart gimmick. So
AEW doesn't really have like crazy gimmicks like that, right? Like the closest thing was like Abaddon, but they weren't on TV as often.
Well, the whole problem with the Abaddon thing is that she was playing a zombie, right?
Lady Dead Girl, yep.
So it was just they're like, nothing we can really do with that, right? Like, this is just like a dude just lost his shit. He's just going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Versus somebody turning in, somebody that's literally a zombie.
By the way, this is something that was, again, going to Prophet's point, this is something that was developed outside of AEW, right? Like, how much was Lio Rush really on TV? Like, not much. He was going to the indies. He developed it. He developed in Ring of Honor also. Like, this is the point. You develop something, you get on TV. And Lio Rush, he's on TV damn near every week now. He got Andrade back on TV.
Yeah. Well, he did Blackheart in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's had it in his. I think I like to say he's had it in his back pocket this whole time.
He took a lot of time to develop it because he was doing this like what, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember hearing about like Blackheart in like 2022, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the way, on Ring of Honor, we got the body paint too. By the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting.
So,
it was really interesting.
Because it was around the same time. Because it was Blackheart, Lio Rush, and then you also had that other version of Jonathan Gresham that also did the same thing. They also spit out the black liquid and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't do that anymore either.
No, yeah, he got beat back to his senses. So he's fine now. For now.
Next up, we have a trios match. Mark Davis, the AEW National Champion, and the Dogs were against the Rascals, all the Rascals. A very fun match overall. I felt like this was like kind of shorter than I feel like this was a little short, but we got a little bit of everything from everybody. And honestly, the Dogs pick up another win with Mark Davis. Overall, very interesting match. What'd you think about this?
You know, it was a good match. Again, I think it was one. This is one of those collisions that's, I won't say it's a throwaway collision or anything like that, but it was more like, hey, we have like a whole bunch of other people here. Let's give everybody a fresh new take on, and it's just some fresh new matchups.
Yeah. Before
we get to the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Like, Supercard Honor was like the night before. They just brought a lot of people from Supercard to wrestle on here. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was a fun match, but
Yeah, it was a fun match.
Mark Davis also wrestled on Supercard, by the way, so,
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? So did the Rascals. Rascals were in the pre-show. That's right. Yep. Yeah. Next up, right before the main event, we had Anna Jay, which was surprising to me. I thought she was already gone. Mm-hmm. And apparently she is not leaving, because who else returned was Ty Mello. Tay J is back, baby. And they're going after them tag titles. Any thoughts here, Prophet?
There's only one thought. They're going to bow down.
Yeah. It should be a good match, because whenever like Divine Dominion get a chance to like have like an upper tag team like that, they be going back and forth. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. But Divine Dominion is going to win.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have our main event of Collision. Another Darby AEW World Title match. No count out. We talked about it a little bit before against Sammy Guevara. We're not going to talk about, the only thing we're really going to talk about from this match is Darby's body starting to break down on him. There was at one point he had the Scorpion Deathlock. It was very early on in the match, by the way. After Sammy did like a swanton into a table from a ladder. That's the whole thing. This is a whole thing, by the way. Darby had a Scorpion Deathlock, and he in the most Darby Allin way possible, like just so cartoonish, he like put his hand on his face. He's like, oh, and then passed out. It is what it is. Either way, that didn't matter. Sammy did not win this, of course. Darby did take the win, and then we got the confirmation after this that we are for sure getting Darby Allin versus Speedball Mike Bailey for the AEW World Championship on the 3-hour episode of Dynamite and Collision. Prophet, any thoughts on the main event?
It was okay. You know what? I'll just the funny thing is Darby Allin wasn't doing all the crashing and burning like throughout all the throughout this match. He wasn't like getting tossed around and like dying and all the time. It was Sammy Guevara just like willingly killing himself during this match.
Yep. Ain't got nothing for it.
He out Darby.
Ain't got absolutely nothing for it.
Nope.
But yeah, overall, what do you think about this week of AEW shows overall?
This week of AEW shows was good. There's a lot of good wrestling on there. And it's a build-up show. So, this and like Wednesday show. They're just all going to be nice, tight knit build up shows. So, but I feel they delivered. They were fun shows to watch. We got the return of Brian Cage, who is that's a fucking monster. He looks 30 pounds bigger than he was before. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, he was 30. He's about 30 pounds bigger than he was before. And we got an announcement of a match between Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly, and Jon Moxley's next victim on his road to 35-0 in his Eliminator wins, going all the way through the Continental Classic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We have another good week of wrestling coming for until Double or Nothing, so it's gonna be fun.
Yep. Two very quick news things for you, Prophet. Very quickly.
Yep.
Double or Nothing is officially sold out.
Ha!
A week in advance, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wrapped up. They might make a smaller stage and fill it up, but we will see. And the other news I just saw is apparently Kyrie started following Tony Khan on Instagram.
What?
Does that mean anything? Probably not, but that's the thing that's happening.
She didn't follow him before.
She wasn't following him before.
No, she did not.
Nope, she was not. I might have said it fast. I agree with you. I said no. I did kind of slur it. Like I don't know what's going on with me. I'm not drunk. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, she was not following Tony Khan before, and someone saw that she is now. Take that as you will.
Yeah, that whole time when she was at Marigold in WWE, she did not follow him.
Yep. It started today, apparently. But that's it. You have anything else for wrap the thing up?
Nah, man. You know what time it is. Time to wrap it up.
Oh, yeah. First off, y'all make sure y'all listen to us on Spotify. I know you enjoy it on YouTube. You give us the likes, the comments, and all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Also, run up our numbers over on Spotify. Our Spotify got messed up a little bit, so I gotta fix that. But you can still follow us if you look up Off the Top Rope Podcast or the Anime Games Pro Wrestling Podcast. You'll be able to find us very easily. And you can also, if you want more interaction with us directly, you can follow us on Blue Sky. You can follow the entire podcast at THEPW Podcast. You can follow Prophet at Prophet, PROFFITT. You can follow me at Shikoku, SHIKKOKU. We're on there sometimes. We talk about wrestling. We talk about current events, a bunch of random stuff. You want to follow us over there, get our takes on wrestling before the podcast, definitely follow us over there and let us know. Prophet, tell the people about the YouTube.
All right, the YouTube. So for all of you that listen on YouTube, thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run it down real quick. Hey, don't you click off of this shit right now. All right. First things first, tap that like button. For sure helps us out. Helps the channel. Helps the channel grow. Helps it, and helps get the podcast to more people that would also be interested. The next thing, I know we hit some buttons in these things. I know you agree with some of the stuff. I know you disagree. So come on, hit them comments. You guys are awfully silent. Awfully silent. So, hey, comment. Doesn't hurt. Hey, if it's a great comment, we'll also talk about it on the podcast too. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Lastly, subscribe and hit the bell button so whenever our podcast comes up, it notifies you and you can get in there and listen wherever you are. If you're working out in the gym, you need something good, hey, click on your boys. So other than that, thank you very much. It's time for me to fry some shrimp. So thank you, and we're out.
Peace.